with your first look at the day's top stories and the forewarned forecast. This is News 4 at 4.
We begin at 4:30 with a live look at the snowy conditions in Massachusetts. Take a look at this. You can barely see past the camera there. Parts of the Northeast are getting hammered by a major winter storm. More than a foot of snow is expected in parts of New England by tonight, and officials are concerned about power outages and flooding along the coast tonight. Here in Buffalo, of course, a much different story. It is a beautiful sunny afternoon out there, beautiful winter day. And Andrew, though, is just a little bit chilly out there, unfortunately, because otherwise it looks great.
It looks phenomenal outside, but it could be a whole lot worse. You see what's happening in New England. Blizzard conditions persisting right now. And some of the heaviest snow falling right now, and over the next hour, it's going to continue to taper off. Most of that storm exiting. You can see that here on the radar, looking around the Boston area, that heavy clip of snow now moving out to the Atlantic, but still the Capes Coast and the islands in for some very rough conditions over the next hour, hour and a half. Well, behind it, we've had some colder air filling in, and you mentioned that, Christy, feeling chilly out there, and it's actually generating lake responses across the Midwest and parts of the interior Northeast. That includes us here in Western New York. Lake effect snow advisory for Chautauqua County going out until 10 o'clock this evening. We've been seeing some persistent scattered snow activity down there, a couple of inches already on the ground, another 2 to 3 in some spots for this evening. So if there's going to be any trouble for the evening commute, it's going to be south of Buffalo down into Chautauqua County, especially maybe even parts of southern Erie County, as we're getting clipped with a little bit of snow. Here's a look at the past 2 hours of Chautauqua Lake. Near zero visibility at times with that burst of moderate snow moving through. So that will continue pretty much south of the city for this evening, though I do anticipate a lake effect snow band organizing north and northeast of Buffalo, especially up across Orleans County overnight into tomorrow morning. That could drop 2 to 3 inches near Albion for the morning commute. But here in Buffalo, things should be pretty much good to go until we get to tomorrow evening. Then we'll see a few snow showers moving through. Not much more than a coating to an inch expected for Friday, and then Saturday we'll start to dry things out. So tonight, snow pretty much staying south of Buffalo, accumulations ranging from a dusting to even 3 inches, mainly in Chautauqua County, and temperatures in the teens. And my full forward forecast talking about the upcoming weekend, the milder temperatures, and actually a little bit of rain on the way. Christy?
They were involved in a violent struggle with Mr. Davis. The moment they saw that he was in distress, they started CPR that continued right up to the point the ambulance arrived.
In your top 4 questions continue this afternoon in the death of 20-year-old Wardell Davis. He died early yesterday after a run-in with Buffalo police on the city's west side. News 4's Jen Sean spoke to one of the lawyers for one of the officers. She joins us now with what he says happened. Jen?
Well, Christy, Thomas Burton is representing Officer Todd McAllister in this case. According to city records, McAllister previously worked as a legislative assistant with the Buffalo Common Council. He's been on the force a little more than 3 years and has a clean record with the department. According to Burton, McAllister and Officer Nicholas Parisi spotted Davis coming out of a house known for drug activity near the corner of Hoyt and Arnold. Burton says they wanted to talk to him and, quote, see what he was up to. The officers allegedly told Davis to keep his hands out of his pockets so the officers could see them. That's when they say he took off down the street and they had to chase him down.
He broke away from them, and when they attempted to stop him, he started punching and kicking with the officers, and the encounter started at 1 yard and ended 3 yards farther down, and it was bad enough where they were calling for assistance, and punches were thrown, and it was part of a nasty street altercation before he was handcuffed.
Now, moments ago, we did hear from the Attorney General's office. They have taken over this investigation. The Special Investigations and Prosecutions Unit are opening up a special investigation into this case. We, of course, will keep you posted as we learn more. Both officers are on paid administrative leave, which is standard protocol. An autopsy was performed on Davis yesterday. Results have not been released yet. Toxicology, though, could take several weeks. At 5, hear from Davis's friends and family and also a lawyer who represented him in the past. Live in the studio tonight, Jen Shantz, News 4 at 4.
An update on an investigation into a possible sexual assault at the University of Buffalo. UB police now say the student who claimed to be sexually assaulted now says it never happened. The student originally told police 2 men tried to attack her on UB's North Campus earlier this week. Investigators say they didn't find evidence to support it. They say she now admits it didn't happen. The district attorney is reviewing the case. A woman was rescued from a burning home in South Buffalo this morning. It happened just before 7 o'clock on Folger Street near Tiff Street. It caused $110,000 in damage. The Red Cross is helping the people who lived there. The cause is under investigation. New at 4, local animal advocates are outraged after they say inspection reports of thousands of animal facilities across the country were taken off the U.S. Department of Agriculture's website. They say it's a big disservice to animals. News 4's Angela Christoforos has the story. Angela?
Christy, advocates say the inspection reports include invaluable information about the well-being of animals at thousands of facilities across the country. Without it, advocates say more animals are at risk. Fiona, a Shetland sheepdog, and Nemo, a bulldog puppy, were both rescued from puppy mills.
Nemo would have been killed. He would have been shot if we had not found a rescue to take him. And Nemo has a birth defect in his front leg, so he is, quote, unsellable. He wouldn't make money for them.
Deb Bodenschatz is part of a rescue team that saves dozens of dogs like Nemo all year long.
We average between 25 and 30 dogs a month, and we do at least one transport a month, sometimes two if the numbers are even higher.
Animal advocates fear those numbers could grow after a list of inspection reports from thousands of licensed animal facilities across the country was pulled from the U.S. Department of Agriculture's website.
In the past, you could go to the internet and search the website for that breeder to find out, are they licensed? Do they have a lot of infractions? Is your dog probably going to be a healthy dog? Now you can't do that.
The Humane Society of the United States sent a letter to the Justice Department threatening legal action.
It's so hard to get people to not buy the mill dogs to begin with, but now that they don't have any resource to find out where they're coming from, they're going to just buy them.
Dickinson says most dogs that come from puppy mills are not healthy. She says not being able to access inspection records and violations would be a big disservice to animals.
They're going to breed more and more dogs, and of course we as rescues will see an increase in the dogs being dumped.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture did release a statement that said in part the agency is striving to balance the need for transparency with rules protecting individual privacy. These decisions are not final, and adjustments may be made regarding information appropriate for release. The whole statement will be posted online with this story at WIVB.com. Live in the newsroom, Angela Christoforos, News 4 at 4.
Across the nation tonight, a woman was in court nearly 20 years after she allegedly kidnapped a baby. Gloria Williams is accused of taking a newborn girl from a hospital in Jacksonville in 1998. Police say she raised the baby with a different name. A tip led them to her in South Carolina. Williams pleaded not guilty. She'll be back in court April 5th. We're hearing from famous tightrope walker Nik Wallenda. After a serious accident yesterday in Florida, 5 people fell from a high wire. Wallenda says it's a miracle everyone walked away. He says he was practicing an 8-person pyramid with 7 other people. They were practicing for a show set to start tomorrow. One of the performers lost their balance, collapsing the pyramid. 5 people were hurt. We're learning one of them has a traumatic brain injury.
Accidents happen. You know, we were halfway out on the wire, and a couple people in the front started to get kicked around and lose their balance, and we don't know yet what happened. There's thoughts that somebody might have fainted. We just don't know.
Wallenda managed to stay on the high wire and was not hurt. He's known for his incredible stunts, including his walk across Niagara Falls 5 years ago. He says the show will go on.
So help me God. So help me God.
Vice President Mike Pence swore new Attorney General Jeff Sessions into office this morning at the White House. The U.S. Senate confirmed Sessions' nomination yesterday after a long process. Democrats think Sessions will not stand up for voting rights for all Americans. He got only 1 Democratic vote last night. Next on News 4 at 4, misdiagnosed. Dozens of people say they were told they had Alzheimer's when they actually didn't. How it led one man to make a life or death deal with himself.